Okay, ciao guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be making a real authentic sugo. And then I'll show you, we'll put it with the spaghetti al sugo di pomodoro. I'm making it completely authentic. This is the simplest and most authentic way that sugo can be made. It is the base, the heart of most Italian dishes that have anything to do with tomato. So let's start. This is what we need. Very few ingredients. We've got some nice fresh basil, a bit of garlic, whole peeled tomatoes, some extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. It's as simple as that. That's all you need. Now unfortunately it's winter here in South Africa, so we don't have any nice fresh jam tomatoes or the Roma tomatoes, so I had to use the tinned ones, but they are Italian and they're the proper whole peeled. So let's get going. Very simple. We're going to heat up the oil first, so let me just switch on my stove. Again, I apologize for this kitchen and the stove and all my equipment. I've told you in the other videos we're busy renovating, and this will have to do for now. This is all I have and it'll have to do, but it's good enough. Okay, so I'm just going to switch on the heat, put a little bit of olive oil, not a lot, just a little bit, and we're going to put the garlic in. Just crush the garlic, take a knife and crush the garlic a little bit, just so it can release all the flavors. So I've just crushed it. Basically it just looks like that. It's still whole, but it's crushed so that the flavors can be released. Okay guys, so while the garlic is frying, I'm going to liquidize the tomatoes. Just put them in your blender and liquidize. Make sure the garlic doesn't burn. So just come back to the garlic. I want to show you something quickly. It's nice to get the garlic roasted. So just do it like that. Let it sort of like deep fry in the oil, so that it roasts all the way through. You see how nice and brown it's going? You want it to go nice and golden brown. The garlic must be roasted. I'm going to take it off the heat while I liquidize the tomatoes. That's it, done. Okay, so guys, have a look at the garlic. It's getting nice and golden brown. Don't let it go more than that, okay? Because then it's going to burn and you're going to get a funny taste. So did you notice I put the garlic in from cold? I didn't wait for the oil to get hot. Right, so now we've liquidized the tomato. Be careful now, I've taken it off the heat. If you leave it on the heat when you put the tomatoes, it's going to shoot oil everywhere. So take it off the heat before you put your tomatoes. Let it cool down a little bit, so that when you put the tomatoes, it's still gonna make a noise and go crazy, but if you leave it on the heat, it's going to shoot, and it can shoot in your face, and it's not pleasant. Alright, so I've done the tomatoes. There we go. Right, so these, I've got 2 cans of the tomatoes here. Alright, it's about 10 tomatoes. So I've got 2 cans. And that's enough. I'm making for 4 people. So I'm going to be using 1 packet of pasta, which is half a kilo, 2 cans of the whole peeled tomatoes, and then you saw the ingredients, just 3 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, and basilico. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to make this go to a boil, okay? And then I'm going to put a little bit of basil in the beginning. And let it simmer like that until it's about ready, and then at the end I'm going to put basil again, because it's nice to have that fresh basil, that nice hit of fresh basil when you're eating the pasta. In the beginning, if you don't put it at the end again, you're going to lose a bit of the taste. I like putting it in the beginning and the end. And Also then on top of the pasta, when you present it, you put a piece of a nice little leaf of basil. Just, it looks nice, it looks Italian, looks delicious and appetizing. Alright, so I'm going to let this simmer now, and then I'll show you what happens afterwards. Right, so now it's come up to a boil. As you can see, the sugo is boiling. It's still very deep red, so you know it's you'll see when it starts getting ready, it goes like an orange color. It loses that deep red color. So what I'm going to do now is turn the heat right down. Okay, I've turned it like almost to minimum, and I'm going to put some nice leaves of garlic. Don't put the stem in, remember. Just put the leaves, choose some nice, this is the best basil I could find. As I said, it's winter here, so you can't really find too many things. So I'm just putting like a handful of basil in, put it in, stir it in. I haven't put salt, I haven't put pepper, I haven't put anything yet. All it is the garlic and the basil, okay? That's it. So now I have turned the heat right down. I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. And then we're going to add the salt and pepper to taste. And just before we serve, we're going to put the basil again. So it's right on minimum heat, simmer for 15 minutes. Okay guys, so now it's been simmering for about 15 minutes. You can see it's going a nice orange color now. Okay, that's when you know it's almost ready. So I made a big mistake. While I was doing this, I got a message on my phone from a subscriber saying, I hope you're using a wooden spoon, otherwise it's not authentic. And you know what, Bill? You are 100% correct. So, here's my wooden spoon, La Paletta. I've got some bad memories about this because this was my mother's weapon of choice when I was dirty, when I was naughty. So anyway, I've got the wooden spoon, Bill, here it is. So I'm going to give this a bit of a stir now, okay, and we're going to add a little bit of salt. This is all to taste, guys, so I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then I'm going to taste it and see if I like it. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little tip. What usually happens when you buy these tomatoes in the tin, you never know if they're going to be acidic or not. Personally, I hate very acidic sugo. I just don't like it, and I also don't like sweet sugo. Now a lot of people, what they do to fix that problem is they either put a carrot in it, or a potato, or sugar. Look, all of those things will work to take out a bit of acidity, but it changes the taste. And who wants to change the taste? I mean, the sugo must taste the same. So here's a little trick. This one is a little bit acidic. I have tasted it, and it's a bit acidic, and I don't like it. So here's a little trick. Use a little bit of bicarb, okay? Bicarbonato. I'm sure you've heard your parents or your grandparents say that. Quando c'è acido, mettici bicarbonato. Put a little bit of bicarb. But you got to be so careful, guys. This is all I'm putting in to this whole pot. That's all I'm going to do. Now watch what it does when I put it in. It's going to take away all the acidity. If you put too much, it's going to ruin it. So only put a little bit, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, spread it around. Now watch this. Watch the acidity. See the bubbles? You can even hear it. Alright. There's your acidity gone. Now you stir, stir, stir. It's going to carry on bubbling. Now you can see how acidic these tomatoes were. It's just a question of luck. I was a little bit unlucky with these tomatoes. Alright, so that's it. I've put my little bit of bicarb. That takes away the acidity instantly. And that's it. Then just taste it. See if your salt and pepper is okay. If you're happy with that, let it simmer just another 5 minutes. And then we're going to start with the pasta. Alright guys, so now the sugo has simmered for another 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes like that. Now I'm going to do the pasta. The water's boiling, the water to it. Okay, so we're going to put in the pasta. Oh, what's important as well, always use Italian pasta. This is di vella. and it's made from durum wheat. You'll see it's more yellow. This is like a really good pasta. So use Italian pasta, imported. They make local pasta here, but it is disgusting. So this is the best pasta that we get here. Okay guys, so now my pasta is ready. I've drained all the water out. Now the sugo, I'm putting another handful of basil in. So you can see I'm doing it just before I'm going to serve it. So this will give it a nice fresh hit of basil. So now we're going to dish up. Okay, Juliana, you must just tell me how much you want, my baby.
That's fine.
Is that okay? A little bit more?
No thanks.
A little bit more. Right. Okay. So now we put the sugo on. Try and get a little bit of basil as well. It looks nice. Right. Okay, now, very important thing, guys. Only use Parmigiano. Okay, wait. I'll let you use also Pecorino Romano, but the cheese you should be using is Parmigiano. There are only two types of Parmigiano which are real. All the rest is fake, rubbish. It's Parmigiano Reggiano, which is this one that I'm using. This is the best one. And then there's another one called Grana Padano. Those are the only two, guys. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Grated Parmesan and all that other stuff you buy in the supermarkets, it's rubbish, it's sawdust. Okay, this is the real stuff. I'm using the Reggiano. I've grated some already. So we're gonna, now remember, Parmigiano, you can never put too much. That's a rule with all Italian cooking. Parmigiano, you can never put too much. Now I'm gonna just put a little bit of sugo like that just to make it look a little bit nicer, give it some more color, like that. And then I just chose a nice basil, a nice basilico, and voila, that's it. Spaghetti al pomodoro, sugo di pomodoro, autentico. Real authentic spaghetti with sugo. So buon appetito, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. This is as real as it gets. Buon appetito and ciao ciao, see you soon.